Hello everyone, this is Red Cell, and in this video I will be demonstrating my 0cc Broken Promises build. As you can see, I'm using Hungering Arrow Spray of Teeth and Full Broadside as my generator and spender. I use Hungering Arrow Spray of Teeth to initiate my fights and get those 5 non-critical hits. Once I start seeing those yellow numbers fly, I'll open up with several volleys of Full Broadside. The strength of this build lies in the fact that if the player manages his abilities correctly, he can make it so that every hatred point is spent on a critical hit, except when attacking single targets. When attacking single targets, I don't care about multi-shot. I just care about getting as many Hungering Arrows out as possible and use multi-shot just to proc the focus and restraint buff. This build is for my defense. I use Smokescreen and Caltrops. I find Caltrops to be indispensable in helping me stay alive in GRs and keep the enemy away from me. Hungering Arrow and Multi-Shot provide absolutely no means of CC outside from what little benefit they get from the Zeiss gem. So here, see, I attack the enemy, wait until I see the yellow numbers, and then use Full Broadside. As you notice, I'm using generators a lot, and it's because the window for Full Broadside is so short, so small, that I don't really need to be spamming multi-shot. Therefore, I don't need as much RCR in my gear as other builds, which allows me to get other stats like area damage. And area damage makes those few broadsides that I do cast that much more powerful. I'm running upwards of 80% area damage on my gear. I've got some on my hand crossbow and shoulders. And the synergy between these abilities, the Hungering Arrow and Multi-Shot, is that this is a generator-centric build. I have Depth Diggers cubed, I have Bariza cubed, Hungering Arrow and I'm using Simplicity Strength. Hungering Arrow is kicking out a lot of damage, so I want to cast it. I want to cast it a lot. But Full Broadside brings with it tons of burst AoE. Okay, so here I'm going to come down here. I see the enemy, I engage with Hungering Arrow, I watch my white numbers. As soon as I see the yellow numbers fly, multi-shot. And it just shreds. You see those critting for billions. And remember, those billions, when they proc area damage, it's procking billions in area damage as well. So, while I'm not spamming multi-shot over and over and over like with a Yanks build, the multi-shots that I do let go are hitting like a truck. It's a nice little pull there from my Templar with Essa Johan. In an engagement like this, as you can see, I'm not really caring about using my multi-shot to proc the rings. One of the advantages of using a generator-centric build with the UE set is that you want to be casting your generator a lot, and that turns into lots of discipline. Unlike the Yangs build, where you're spending a lot of your attacks on multi-shot. So you can be fairly liberal in your use of Smokescreen and placement of Caltrops. And the Simplicity Strength gem really helps in your healing. Here I got a RD pack. RD is really tough with this build because it's physical. I can't just cube a ring. Cube an amulet, immunity amulet. But being able to Smokescreen can get me through these packs fairly well. So obviously sometimes RD really wrecks your day. difficult part of this build is to make sure that your hatred lands critical hits. And that's what makes it so fun. You really got to pay attention, you really got to stay focused. Like right there, I wasted one. Wasted 2 more multi-shots right there. At the wrong time, and now my hatred is low. I'm also using Mark for Death in this build. Cast it in the opening engagement using Contagion so it spreads. Tough engagement here with an Elite Pack right at the start, but maybe we'll get through it. That's what I usually do at the start of an engagement with any enemy is lay a call trap at my feet, maybe pop smoke screen to lower aggro. Sometimes with this build, you're wanting to stay ranged and you're Demon Hunter after all, but you're so far, the enemy is so far off the screen, it's kind of hard to see your hits and whether they're critting or not, and not knowing when or not to use full broadside. So it's kind of a guessing game, or figuring out when your ring is active. With an RG like this, use Hungering Arrow to proc Broken Promises, and if there are any adds, use full broadside to clear them, but you want to be focusing on as many Hungering Arrow attacks as possible. Hungering Arrow with a single target, you're doing way more damage, because with Bariza, every other shot's piercing at least twice, and you got the base 35% chance. Well, that's my video, that's my build. I hope you enjoyed as much as I have. It's extremely fun. It